Okay, welcome to the instructional video that will help guide you through the process in which you're going to submit your assessment for your course. Uh, Currently we have a practice that we want to have at least one course assessment submitted to the assessment committee on an annual basis. The first thing that you're going to go to is right here under academics, and you will go to then faculty resources, course, and assessment. If you've already reached this point because you've selected this part, but under here we want to get to the assessment form process, and when we select that, it's going to pop up a screen that looks like this, and you're going to then type in your course name. I'm going to call this Assessment 101, and it's going to have a course number of usually some kind of digit that will tell us what actual class it is. That's found in your catalog under the course number. You can find it in multiple places. That's not that important, as important as all the other stuff, but you can then use that as we go. Here's the, we'll just count spring 2014, and the instructor name will be your name, and instructor address is just going to be your email address that can be sent to you. Fill out the total number of students in here, number assessed. There's a guideline that you'll need to check to make sure. It's roughly a minimum of, I believe, somewhere in that number 4. You need at least 4 and have 20-some%. But I like to do all of them if possible. But let's say there was 2, 3 sick. So we're just going to continue right on, move on. Here's the point where we want to make sure you know if you're on campus, off campus, or online. Off campus includes all of dual credit, and off campus is also the Grand Forks Air Force Base, just in case you're wondering there. I'm going to go with the off campus spot here and just continue, because then it'll walk you through the process later on and where you're located. So here's a procedure for what you can do. There's no time limit, and as long as you don't clear your cache out of here, you can continue this pick up right where you left off. We'll just continue on. There's the checklist that you can also follow. Here's different types, works right through. You can read that on your leisure. And this part might be a little bit confusing to some of you that are just submitting this for the first time. If you are just starting this assessment, where you want to see if anything changes, you want to look at setting a baseline for what type of methodology you're using. You can use open the loop. If you've already done something previously and you've changed and you tried something new and you assessed if that worked or not, that's when you use closed loop. There are some other definitions of it, and I do have that explained in that document too. But let's just say we're starting it, opening the loop. Here's where since we're off campus, you can have dual credit if you're from launch, Grand Forks Air Force Base, and of course other. You can select any one of those and then go from there. Let's just say I'm dual credit at this point. Here's the philosophy. Here's one of that we're going to look at. This is from the course catalog and how and actually the campus catalog that lists our 7 general ed goals. There's a more in-depth document you can locate right there. We're just going to, let's say, I'm going to do this one, number 2. An educated person must be able to think, speak, and write effectively. Work your way through. What is the course objective? From the syllabus that you have, right from your syllabus, you want to type that specifically. So maybe I have the students will be able to something, depending on what you have. How did you obtain it? This was the adequate sample size, and you can go to the procedure that you look at. How was your sample obtained? It could have been through multiple measures. Maybe it was through peer evaluations, rubric system setup that we have. There are multiple different ways that you can do this. Um, you could just say something like collect the data after multiple methods. And you can look at the list of instructions. I'm trying to make this as generic as possible. Just continue on. You can go through the summary of the sample, include the data in that discussion. Maybe you did a rubric score. Maybe you did a multiple choice, maybe several multiple choice tests. I shouldn't say tests, assessments. And you did multiple scores and you had a pre and a post. You can include that. Make sure that you do not include any of the students' names, um, and try to make sure that you don't have any identifiers on there. You can put a unique code on there, and you can always just attach that document and send it extra to me right there. So we did multiple measures using pre/post scores. We'll move on. Here's where you want to look at these questions. You can read them. If at any point you select no here, you will be prompted to explain yourself. So I'm going to just I'll do yes for all these but the last one. I'm just picking because just in case. You can read through those. Take your time. This will really help you to understand some of the basics of, of assessment. So I'm going to go no with that one. All right, so I continue. Now, it'll tell me, you answered no to this question. It says, so will the results of the assessment provide students with the information they need? And how are you going to change this? I'm going to try to provide them with feedback. That's what my change will be. So that's my plan. Include feedback to students on a regular basis. All right, something simple like that could be how I'm going to change my methodology. We're going to look at this one. What could you make changes? Other than feedback, you could say that, you know, the course will be taught with increased or additional engaging projects, core class projects, or something like that. You could do a lot of things depending on you. This is all sort of up to your creativity. There are also other examples you can use to do that. So here's how we use some kind of, I used pre-post course, and then how the student learning was determined, the test scores, the student scores improved by 42%, something like that. You could say percent. If you want to do a t-test, you can do that. You could do student self-evaluations, meaning they said that they improved their learning and they gave examples, and you could give a summary of that. It all depends on how you did your assessment as far as guidelines. If necessary, please provide additional information. If you need to, if you have additional information you want to provide, here's where you put that. If you don't, you can just continue on. Now, here's where it says you can download this right here. It'll download a PDF for you. It'll give you your entire summary. This gives you a chance to look through exactly what you did. In case you make any changes, you can always go back and make those changes. And once you hit continue, it will be sent to the assessment committee or to me. So when you hit continue, now your response is received and you can say thank you. So you won't get a confirmation email, but if you download that PDF, if anybody is wondering, or if you're wondering, you will have that for your records. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to use this information back here under the faculty resources. You can contact me here. And there's additional information right here underneath this checklist if you're interested in. This is the sort of a guide. You can open it as the full document to read through. It gives you a multiple level of information, and it's quite in depth. It gives all that information right there, and explanation. It's a short 19-page reading assignment that you can look through and hopefully not fall asleep on. So if there's other information, here's the philosophy of general education. That's that link to get you into more depth of what our current concepts are in the general realm. If you recall that one, we did this number 2, but this has 6 different bullet points about how to improve that or what we're focusing on. If you if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me, and we will help you as an assessment committee, or I will help you as a chair. Thank you, and good day.